Welcome in as we are live in Oxford here on 4th and 5, live at the Velvet Ditch. Having a great time here as we are gearing up for a nice little game day. Woo, a lot on the line as the Razorbacks are set to have a good time and ruin everybody's day in the Grove here in good old Oxford, Mississippi. Welcome into 4th and 5. I am DJ Williams. We got a great lineup for you here today. We are pumped up, and a big shout out to our friends here in Oxford, Mississippi. We are live at the Velvet Ditch, having a great time. Just about 8 minutes away from the Grove down the street, about 10 minutes away from the stadium. It's going to be a really cool spot, especially after the game. So if you happen to be watching this while you're tailgating at the Grove or watching it right behind me, come on post-game, and we're going to have a great time here. Let me go ahead and bring in my co-host here. We got Josh Throne that made his way here, having a great time in good old Oxford, Mississippi. You've been here. Have you been here before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time, over a decade.
A decade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, decade here.
But I never got to go in the Grove.
No, Grove's the real deal.
The Grove is the real deal.
Cool thing about it, Josh had a great time hanging out with some people from the Grove, and that's what's going to be on the lineup. Also, what's on the lineup, y'all know what we do best. We're going to break down the tape. That's right. We're going to let you know Tailgating Green is an essential factor for success today, and we're going to show some tape from last week and the things that if he takes care of today, is going to be a good day for the Razorbacks. Also, quarterback for Ole Miss. Who's it going to be? All right, Austin Simmons right now is not expected to get the start for the Ole Miss Rebels. Trinidad, the backup, transfer in from a D3 school who won a national championship. We're going to watch tape on him too. Josh is going to have that in your scattering report. And as I bring in the rest of the crew, look, Grant Cook is going to be in the house along with good old Matt Harris. Let's go ahead and bring both the guys in right now. Grant's up there in Northwest Arkansas. Matt, you're a Rolling Stone, man. Where you at this week?
Hey, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I'm at the Ridgely Hills Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas today.
Yeah. Grant, what's going on, man?
This is an evolving thing for me.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
That's a thing now.
Yeah,
I am a homeless person, actually.
Now, Grant and Matt, I'm sure y'all have experiences and memories here in Oxford, Mississippi. You got any you want to share?
Oh, man. Grant, you got any good ones?
I mean, I think we smoked them last time I was there. So that's about all that's coming to mind.
Yeah, I was 1 for 2 in Oxford. When we were with Houston Nut, everybody played. And then Bobby, our senior year, it was the Houston Nut transfer year, and it was a pretty emotional game. That's where Dexter McCluster still haunts my dreams.
Oh, Lord.
My gosh.
Y'all play that game? Woo!
Yeah, there was
That
a
guy
dog.
was cool. Yeah.
Certified dog. So, Matt, you're going to have a little quick take on defense here in just a second. Grant's going to talk about the offensive line production from last week, and he's also going to dig into what Ole Miss has on tape as well. I'm telling you, everything you need to know ahead of this matchup, we're going to have you covered. But just real quick, before we get into that, I want to let everybody know the injury update before we kind of get things rolling. The biggest one right there in the middle, Austin Simmons. This came out just about 90 minutes ago that he is not expected to get the start today. However, the transfer that they have coming in, Trinidad, have a hard time with his last name. I guess hopefully I still have a hard time with his last name after today's game.
Chambliss.
Because if you remember it, that means he had a really, really good day against the Razorbacks. So we'll kind of keep you updated on that. It's an ankle, and it is still a game-time decision. Now, I heard this guy is super fast, and we heard it from sources that, that they're going to go all the way with the backup, who is a apparent 4-4, legit 4-4 guy who's very talented with the run. Obviously, it'd be nice to have David Oki back. He's still dealing with some injuries. Honestly, I can't tell you where we are with the injury report. We know Monte Harrison is out as well. But let's go ahead and get into the importance of this game. And, Matt, I'll start with you. It's only week 3. It's only week 3. But are we already at a point where we need to show something as far as are we legit or not? And will we find out today?
Yeah, look, we're going to find out today. I'm not going to be the one to pull the trigger and say, hey, we're legit. We're 2-0. Look, y'all, when we were players and in the locker room and you hadn't played nobody, we weren't tested. We wanted this game today. We needed this test before we play in Death Valley, before we go get after those other big boys in our conference. This is a great, if you want to call it an SEC warm-up game, the fans and the rankings and the hardest schedules in the league. I mean, you're always going to be one of the hardest schedules in the league. This is a great winnable game for us to go steal one from Ole Miss and then boost that confidence into the remainder of that SEC play. So are we good? Are we doing the things we need to do against teams that we should have done against? Yes. In years past, we've struggled against those teams. So all in all, I'm in a good place right now. But today's going to be a huge tell for our team.
All right, Grant, where are you at? I mean, you see it. I have it in the headline. Is it too soon to say make or break for the season, depending on this game?
Make or break's probably strong as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think Matt hit it on the head. Have we played people yet that have the same talent as us, that Ole Miss talent, right? No, I don't think we have. And so this game to me is finally, all right, we're going to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to go play somebody that's got the same athletes that we do or better in some instances. And so we're going to find a whole lot out about today around this Razorback team. So we've executed extremely well. And I was saying is someone today, I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to someone on the phone, and I said, it's not just who we beat, but how we beat them, right? So you can't just say, oh, well, we beat Alabama A&M and Arkansas State. That Arkansas State game, and we'll get into it a little bit more here in a little bit, it's how we beat them. We executed extremely well. The defense was flying around, and that's what excited me about that next step up in competition, right? Alabama A&M a little bit, maybe an FCS program, Arkansas State a FBS program, group of 5 team. But now it's the real test. We're playing people that are in our conference that have the same athletes as us, and make or break's probably a little strong. I would say that 4 weeks ago, most people didn't even have this game on the radar as a win. But you saw Ole Miss play, maybe wasn't quite as what everybody thought they would be, especially last week at Kentucky. And maybe Arkansas is a little bit better through the first 2 games that people thought. So not make or break, but definitely a game that we want to win because it feels winnable as we're going into it today.
Josh, where you at on this one, man?
I'm gonna take the opposite approach. I think this does make or break the Arkansas Razorback season because listen, if you win this game, how do things look going into a Notre Dame? The confidence that you build as a team, the way that you play Notre Dame at home coming off of a Ole Miss win, things change. Things change a lot. So what do we need to see today? Well, I said earlier in this week when we thought Austin Simmons was the quarterback, we talked about, hey, we need the defensive line to get aggressive and get in his face early because when you do, he lets it ride. Well, now we're figuring out, whoa, quarterback change. We dive deep into that. This D3 guy who's stepping up. Guess what? Nothing changed. We still have to welcome him to the SEC. That's the reality of today's game. So Quincy Rhodes Jr., Cam Ball, Phillip Lee, you guys are going to have to set the tone and put this offense to the curb early. That way we do not give them any life because you give a D3 guy who's having his first SEC chance a little bit of life, man, who knows what can happen, man. Yeah, you ever watch the Mighty Ducks? Things happen. Guys start playing bigger than they've ever played.
First of all, Mighty Ducks is fire. I'll say as far as make or break is concerned for me on this game, it depends on how the game goes, okay? And so how we lose or how we win is going to be big for me. And so if we get out here, and I just want to make sure that the things we've seen on tape are going to carry over to teams that can match us when it comes to athleticism and just pure talent, okay, and seeing who we have on our roster. If we get to, honestly, I'm the first thing I'll be looking at, and Grant, I'm sure you'll be here with me, is the first series, especially for the offense. All I'm going to be paying attention to is the trenches. Because last week when we played Ole Miss, even though things didn't start falling apart until mid-first quarter or late first quarter after we gave up that sack fumble, within the first few snaps, I just saw the pure dominance from their D-line against our O-line and said, whoa, it's going to be a long day. It looked like we didn't even belong in the football field. So if we get away from that and we are the ones being the aggressors and we show some type of physicality, now it's going to be one of those where you hit me, I hit you back, you hit me, I hit you back. And if it is a dogfight, then I'm going to be like, Arkansas is heading in the right direction. And now let's not get it twisted. Ole Miss is going to be a very, very tough opponent moving forward. But I'm excited to see what happens. And don't forget, if you're watching at home and you want to be a part of the show, please hop into the comment section. We got everybody right now. This is a first for me, okay? Fellas, go ahead and bring us back up real quick, Dave. We got a donation. Somebody gave us $10. Look at this. But look at the comment. We got a super chat donation in right now. It says Josh looks photoshopped in. Does you look?
It's a hologram, baby. That's what it is.
It's a Gordon
Hologram.
Bombay hologram.
He's here in person. All right, so that's our quick thoughts on the game. So once again, a lineup of what we have coming up. Okay, I'm about to go ahead and send things to Matt here in just a second. Give a recap on last week's defense. Then I'm going to dig into the tape of the quarterback play for both teams, not just Taylor and Green, but focus more on the mistakes that we cannot afford to have today and the mistakes that if Ole Miss does, we need to take advantage of. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're here at the Grove. We're going to show you what the tailgating is all about. Also, Grant's going to have a recap on the defense and offense on the Razorbacks. Then we're going to flip the whole gear and talk about Ole Miss, so we're prepped up and moving forward. And we're also going to have special guests coming on. And once again, a big-time shout-out to our presenting sponsor, Oaklawn Sports, for making all of this happen. We're going to be joined by Zach Gillum a little bit later in the show. So, Grant, stand by. We'll check in with you here in just a second. But, Matt, we got to talk about that defense, brother, all right? Last week on tape down in the Rock against A-State, I know we should have did exactly what we done, but what are some things on tape that you felt pretty good about?
Man, I'll tell you what, on tape, DJ, this was almost a clinic game. The first touchdown they scored was a 98-yard touchdown over on the opening kickoff in the third quarter. We completely stifled their yardage and their explosive plays, 285 total yards. 78 plays total. That's a lot of plays and not a lot of yardage. We were flying around to the ball, 150 yards. Passing 132 yards. Like, we pressured. We got 4 sacks. We got 2 turnovers. Quincy Rhodes was in there. Julian Neal had a great game. The thing that really kind of worried me, though, was the third down conversions. These guys went 10 for 19 on the money down. You can't do that ever. There was a couple of plays in Josh and I's breakdown on Thursday where it was 3rd and short, 3rd and 3, and they let up big third downs and crucial points of the game, stuff that you can't do in an Ole Miss game. So, the defenders that stood out, you got Sorey. That guy probably was the SEC player of the week if he played a good team. 15 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, half a sack, interception, great athletic play. Julian Neal played his tail off. Steven Dix still tallied up 10 tackles. Quincy Rhodes, 2 sacks. Look, our D-line played great. Our linebackers played better. Our defensive backs were all starting to jive. Connie Walker had a great game, 5 tackles, tackle for loss, 3 pass breakups. Everyone was playing with a lot of athleticism. We see Julian Neal there getting his pick in. When it's a party, everyone wants to join, right? That's kind of the thing on defense. It's very much an energy-based party, right? When no one's there, it's like, we're going to go somewhere else. Everyone wants to be a part of this Arkansas defense right now. T. Will's got them rolling, and it's visual on the tape. We got to get better on the front. Got to get better on third down, DJ, and something that you and I talked about even preseason was D-line depth. When Cam Ball gets tired in the 3rd and 4th quarter, is he getting blown off, or is there a backup in there, DJ, that we could put in there and beat Ole Miss with? So today's going to be an awesome test. When we were in that locker room, this is the game that we wanted to play. Josh, I don't know if it makes or breaks the season. DJ, you were in that locker room. Grant, you were too. We went 0-3 in the SEC with Houston Nutt the last year. They flew the plane around the stadium. Nothing being 0-3 in the SEC. We ended up in the Cotton Bowl, right? Razorbacks were 4th quarter teams. We're resilient teams. They remember in November. But it starts today in September. We got to set the tone there in Oxford. And our defense, man, I can't tell you which way it's going to go, but if they play like they did in the first 2 weeks, man, it's going to be a W.
Yeah, you try to get a gauge of what the competition looks like. Number 14 team in the nation, Iowa State, is in Jonesboro this weekend. And A-State's giving them all they can handle right now. Look at this, 11:20 to go in the 2nd quarter. It's 9-3. I'm assuming that's keeping them out of the end zone, 3 field goals. I don't know. I don't have all the information on the game, but our chat's doing such a great job giving us information as it come in. So that's pretty good to see. So make sure we stay a part of that. Matt, appreciate you. I'm going to let you take a quick break. We'll check back in with you later in our buy and sell segment that we got coming up. All right, Matt, appreciate you. All right, Josh, we got to talk about today's matchup, specifically what is going on with the quarterback situation. Okay, so we know what Taylor's bringing to the table. Do I think there's room for improvement? Yes. Have y'all seen this show? That's all I talk about. All right.
Mhm.
But I also am very encouraged. And I think when it comes to the SEC, man, I mean, we have one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, you would want on your team.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I know people talk about Nussmeier and we talk about Lenore Sellers, extremely talented people, but Taylor Green's right there, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to see what he can bring to the table. But let's go ahead and lock this in as we go ahead and get ready for our nice little breakdown. And that's where I'm going to show some clips. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the year as I bring up this tape right now. Taylor Green, when he is locked in and he has his pre-snap reads, I'm telling y'all, man, he can make something special right now, doing a great job with his eyes, scanning the field, locating the middle safety. He knows he has vertical routes going. He knows exactly where he wants to throw. And we talk about timing. He gets this ball out right now. That is perfect timing on getting this ball out. When he can do this consistently, he is up with some of the best quarterbacks in the country. And that's throwing from the pocket. He surpasses almost every quarterback in the country when it comes to how explosive he is with running the football. Put both of those together, we got a guy that's going to be a problem for a lot of defenses moving forward. So that's Taylor when he's thinking or not thinking, he's processing and he's just reacting. And then we start having stuff like this pop up on tape, okay? So you have to be quick with your decisions. Right here, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. The play develops a little bit more. As soon as this linebacker right here sits, that's going to be your – this linebacker right here, as soon as he sits, that's going to be your guy. You think about this safety. Don't worry about him. Look at the angle he's going right now. I'm actually not sure where he's running, okay? I'm just completely out of position. Taylor needs to let this ball fly, not now, but right now. Just a little indecisive and a little slow with his timing. Now, you want him to have a little bit more time, but this is going to be what it's going to look like when SEC play starts. Now, our offensive line had a little breakdown up front, but when you play against Ole Miss, it's going to happen a lot just because those guys on the other side of the ball are very, very impressive. But you see this window open up right here. This is who you would like Taylor to get to eventually, but he doesn't have time because he's flushed out the pocket. You see that defender from A-State getting through the line of scrimmage. Can't afford to have that today, but then you still get a first down on a 3rd and 4. However, you can get away with things when you play teams like this that I don't think you can get away with when you play SEC. This right here scares me, y'all. This scares me. When you play against extremely talented guys in this conference, these things end up being interceptions. So I think this is an extremely dangerous throw. And at the same time, it's an extremely perfect throw because you can't put that anywhere else. I mean, if you're asking him to convert that every time, you're asking a lot. You're asking him to be perfect, okay? Sounds like y'all probably like, DJ, you always ask him to be perfect. All right, I'm working on it, all right? I'm trying to cut some slack. This one is one that we showed during the week as well, Monday on our breakdown. I'm just going to rehash it again. I don't understand this at all, especially when you look at the eyes. You see that defender I had highlighted. They're working that defender in the middle. So that's Raylan Sharp. He's at the bottom of the SEC numbers. He's running in to try to get that defender's attention, and then he's going to break out back towards the sideline, okay? You have Omega Blake coming in right behind him, and Taylor is reading this defender. If he goes with Raylan Sharp towards the sideline, we throw it to Omega. If he stays deep, just get the ball out to Raylan Sharp. It's almost as easy as it can come right here, okay? So, but as this play develops, you can see he needs to get this ball to Raylan Sharp. That defender is still exactly in that throwing lane. And what makes it worse for me is that Taylor is looking right at him. It's plays like that where I'm just thinking, it's hard for me to kind of break it down because I know he knows better than that. Another situation just like this, the play is developed, man-to-man situation with your tight end. He has outside leverage on a defender that's inside, and he's running an out route. Throw this ball. This is first down, an easy throw and catch to keep the chains moving. And he picks the guy behind him. I'm not exactly sure why he makes those decisions, okay? So that's going to be Taylor. All right, and so now when it comes to quarterback for Ole Miss, it's a little bit of a shakeup. I'm not expecting to see Austin Simmons today just from a couple sources. Now, if he gets out there and balls, then it is what it is. I mean, I guess that's Coach Kiffin's way of trying to throw Arkansas off. But if he's not playing, then we're going to look at film here in just a second of their backup, Trinidad. And then Josh later in the show is going to give you even more tape from when he played last year before he transferred to Ole Miss. But what I'm going to show you right here is just concepts from Ole Miss of what Arkansas needs to be ready for when it comes to the discipline side of things. You can see right here, this is going to happen a lot. Arkansas, when we played Ole Miss, and Matt's going to also break this down as well, we played off coverage a lot. And we gave up when we played LSU last year, these quick little routes. So that's something we have to be aware of and make sure we pay attention to. However, when that happens, you also have to account for the double moves, okay? They're going to hit us short. They're going to hit us short. They're going to hit us short, trying to bait our DBs up and hit us with a double move, okay? And that's what you're going to get right here. He tried to hit him with a double move, but the linebacker or the DB did not bite. However, this makes me very curious when it comes to the understanding of the offense for the Ole Miss quarterbacks, okay? Jackson Dart, I think he understands the double move is not there. Look at this guy in the slot right here. Great route, great return route. Throw the ball. I don't know if y'all saw that clip before. Austin Simmons had all the time in the world. As soon as you understand that DB doesn't bite on the double move, he needs to get that to the flat for an easy throw. Now, I know this is Austin Simmons, not the backup, but I'm just trying to tell you the completely different level of quarterback we're facing this year. Jackson Dart sees that, and he gets that ball out. I guess we'll see what Trinidad has for Ole Miss coming in today. Let's go and take another look at another concept. I think these quarterbacks who don't have a lot of experience, you know, they pick who they want to throw it to before the ball snaps. Talon dealt with this a lot last year. We're starting to move past that just a smidge. Still got some work to do. This should be easy throw and catch in the slot. The way that it's opening up, you can throw this in stride and pick up the first down, but he's really locked in on throwing that deep route. I think that's just not really understanding exactly where the sticks are. If you get it to a guy with speed before the sticks, even though it is third down, just trust him to go ahead and get that first down. And now, obviously, too, you got pressure. This ball comes out a lot sooner if he gets it out. Then you don't have to worry about that pressure. Holds on to it a little bit, ends up making a bad throw, throwing the ball away. And then just another situation, I can keep this going when it comes to what makes me excited as a Razorback fan moving into watching Ole Miss tape. You don't see these guys going through progression. They pick a guy, and if he's not there, then they want to run, okay? This tight end looks open, but if we take a look at the angle from the end zone, you can kind of see what's holding him up. See that tight end right there? He's matched by two guys, okay? Kentucky, that's a busted coverage. What is happening? Opening up window. This ball should – I mean, my thing is, what are you looking at? Right? I said that how many times last year watching Talon tape. Now I'm looking at Ole Miss quarterbacks. I'm hoping y'all keep seeing what you're seeing out there because you're missing wide open receivers, and this needs to be a good day for Arkansas. That should be very encouraging for Arkansas fans moving forward if these guys have a hard time going through their progression, and I just don't see the backup doing much better. Now, if I sit here post-game and said, who's this guy? It is what it is, all right? So let's keep it rolling. We're going to have our opportunities all over the field. Bad snap, bad decision. Jackson Dart just didn't do this a lot last year, y'all. So it should be a good day for the Razorbacks. Look at that, Patrick Kudus. I can't wait to see that little show up right there. I'm hoping Cam Ball replaces that guy from Kentucky. Now, some former Razorbacks out there, it'd be interesting to see how all that goes. And we just have a lot of opportunities. Now, here's our guy, Trinidad. How you say his last name again, Josh?
Trinidad Chambliss.
Chambliss, okay? Yeah. So I really don't have a lot of tape to break down on this one right here. But if you stay with us, Josh dug into his tape from last year, and we pointed out some things that, as a Razorback fan, if he plays today, may make you a little excited. Now, we don't know how much development happened in the offseason. I guess we're about to find out. But right here, a simple concept, you know, Ole Miss does a great job giving this guy protection, good with this hitch, and he gets the ball out wide open. However, accuracy when it comes to this guy. You got to lead this dude. You got to let him catch it in stride, try to take it to the house. Throws it behind him just a little bit. He has to come back and put on the brakes. Another one right here, though, when you look at it, another chance. So you have to throw him in stride, gets the ball out easy. Now, he doesn't have anybody in his face, okay? And so when it comes to breaking this guy down, I'm not exactly sure what he's going to bring to the table, but it should be a fun little way of, you know, watching some tape, wondering, do we really need to worry about this dude or not? I think we'll find out within the first couple series if we are going to need to be worried about the backup quarterback Trinidad to come in here and make something happen. But, Josh, you're going to be with us a little bit later. You watch some tapes. What are your quick initial thoughts on this guy?
I think that when you see just that one drag play that you showed, he led his receiver perfectly downfield. Well, we looked at some film from last year, and he didn't do that. Yeah. So I don't want to take this time to let fans think that maybe, hey, this is going to be a breeze because this quarterback is not ready to play in the SEC. Look, he got signed with Ole Miss, okay? Lane Kiffin's had him for an entire offseason now, at least. There's a lot of improvement that could have been made already. So I just think we need to take this film with a grain of salt when we dive into it a little bit later, because what we just saw was some good ball placement, a little bit of underthrow deep ball. At the end of the day, the guy's fast, and that makes him an X factor on the field, because I feel like Arkansas history we've had trouble with running backs who can get out of the pocket and make things happen. I mean, all schools have really, DJ, but when Arkansas plays them, I'm always kind of biting my nails.
All right, here we go. That's a quick little breakdown of what we had on that. We'll touch on that a little bit more later in the show. Don't forget, we got more of the big guys up front, what you need to expect, secondary on both sides of the ball. And we got a lot of football going on around us right now.
Yeah.
Clemson, they ain't special. I've been trying to tell people they ain't special. Mid at best.
That's what
they
we're
lost
thinking.
to Georgia Tech today.
Yep.
That should be fun. We're going to be joined by Zach Gillum at Oaklawn. Let us know what is all on the board so you can play the game within the game. And after the break, y'all know what it is. We heading to the Grove. Yeah, that's where everything goes down. Josh had a good time out there with all the fans leading up into the big matchup today.
Almost got myself in trouble out there.
Almost got himself in trouble.
DJ said, where you at? Get back to the show.
Having a good time at the Grove. Y'all stay with us. More 4th and 5 on the other side.
Oaklawn Sports is so simple to use, anyone can do it. Probably even an ex-football player.
And you can take it anywhere. Pocket size, sort of like you, Raj.
Small perhaps, but powerful, like this offer.
Sign up now for Oaklawn Sports and get up to $1,000 in bonus bets.
That's like a do-over in case you make a questionable decision.
Too bad they can't do that for haircuts.
I'm calling your mom.
Now with new and easy funding options. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Hey, you're not in high school anymore, but that knee still remembers that state championship. And that shoulder, well, it's been off since that game-winning drive. At Ortho Arkansas, they see it all the time. Old injuries that never fully healed, finally sneaking up on us. But here's the good news. It's never too late to get back into the things you love. Whether it's running, lifting, coaching, or just keeping up with your kids, their sports medicine team is there to help you move forward without pain holding you back. Fellowship-trained physicians, personalized recovery plans, care that's built around your goals. Because once an athlete, always an athlete. Ortho Arkansas, for plays that still matter.
Southwest Auto Collection in Arkadelphia isn't just another car lot. It's a whole new way to buy a vehicle. Built for comfort, designed for convenience. No pushy sales, just friendly faces, honest answers, and a place that feels more like home than a dealership. Because buying a car shouldn't feel stressful, it should feel simple. One of the biggest perks to buying here at Southwest Auto Collection is we have a Tires for Life program. So as long as you get your service done here, we'll replace your tires completely for free with regular wear and tear up to 200,000 miles. So come on down to see us at 1451 North 10th Street in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Southwest Auto Collection, a better way to buy, right here in Arkadelphia.
Your day with Roger Scott, David Basil, and country music star Justin Moore. The Zone with award-winning journalist Justin Acree and former Hog DJ Williams. Afternoons with Out of Bounds, hosted by Wes Moore and Joe Franklin. And on your way home, it's Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaefer. 103.7 The Buzz is your fun and game station. Live and local all day. 103.7 The Buzz.
Football season is back, and 4th and 5 is ready to give you the best coverage that you can find when it comes to Razorback football. At home games, we're going to be live 2 hours before kickoff at the Alumni House. Everything from breakdown, strategy, taking a look at the analysis for the weeks before, even taking a look into the opponents that we're playing as well. So many questions surrounding each and every moment of the game. 4th and 5 is going to be your one-stop shop to have you covered. Also, too, make sure you join us in all of our live shows. Monday night with that breakdown live from Oaklawn at the Mainline Sports Bar. Wednesday night viewer comments. And then Friday night, we're going to pick our high school game of the week. And then, once again, circle it back around to Razorback football. The thing that separates us is we call it how we see it. Not mean, just fair and honest. Make sure you subscribe on all of our social media platforms and be a part of this growing community. 4th and 5, keeping it real, calling it like we see it. No. 4th and 5, giving you everything you need when it comes to Razorback football, but keeping it honest. No, that's not good either. 4th and 5, the state's best. Oh, no, not there yet. We're working on it. 4th and 5, your go-to channel for your... You know what? We'll cross that bridge later. Can y'all just subscribe, and we'll figure out the tagline later. All right. See y'all later.
All right, welcome back in. This is where we are. Check this out. Live in Oxford. Razorback fans in the house here at the Velvet Ditch. having a great time. Big shout out to the Velvet Ditch for letting us set up and have a great time here. An amazing spot, great drinks, great food, great place to watch a game. Also, how'd we get up here? Got to thank our friends at Southwest Auto. Take a look at this ride right here, okay? Trying to help you out. Ford F-350, $17,000 off MSRP. They got one left. They got to get to it. They're trying to give it away, all right? My friends over there at Southwest Auto, they got 3 dealerships all lined up right there. Anything you want, they got. People, customer service second to none. I'm telling you, they're just one phone call away. Really appreciate their support for 4th and 5. And make sure we got to Oxford in style. We came up here in a nice little 2025 Black Expedition. All right, we carry all this gear. I wish y'all could see a setup of what we got going on. And we had 5 people in the car, and we still had space to sprawl out. It was good stuff, all right? So you're looking for some good vehicles, just head on over to my friends over there at Southwest Auto. Also, I want to be mindful, too. We had to rig up some stuff. So if connection kind of comes in and out, bear with us. I actually had Josh, before we got started, I had him climb on the roof here at the Velvet Roof to set up our satellite to try to get us a signal out. So big shout out to him for making all that happen. Really appreciate that. But let's go ahead and keep things moving along. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what is on the board at Oaklawn. And for that, I got to bring in my guy, Zach Gillum, who just got through playing a nice little round of golf. Before we get going, over or under you making par? I'm going to take the under on that one. Zach, how'd your round go,
Oh,
man?
no, you're giving me way too much credit there, DJ. I hope y'all are having fun. Couldn't even keep it in the 70s, shot an 81. So had a little
Come
fun, but
on.
yeah, too many double bogeys out there.
All right, so we got a lot on the board, and man, after we heard the news that the potential of Austin Simmons not playing today, I'm sure things have changed. All right, so we'll talk about that here in just a second, but let's go ahead and take a look at our next graphic right here. Arkansas, Ole Miss. This was before we heard the news that Austin Simmons probably wasn't going to play. The money line you see right there with Arkansas, the spread was at 5. That number opened up at 9, Zach. Where's it at right
Yeah,
now?
it is down to 4.5. So, I mean, it's just kept dropping all week.
Wow.
When it got across the 7, I thought that was shocking. But as you said, it sounds like potentially not Simmons starting for Ole Miss at QB. So it's just continued to drop now down to 4.5. The total is at 60. And there was a brief period where player props came off the board because of some of that line movement. They are back on the board and available. So anyone looking for those player props for the Arkansas players, specifically Taylon Green and Mike Washington, those are back on the board.
Also, too, I want to ask you a question. Ebony, my girlfriend, who is now she bets more than I do now. Okay, she's locked in. Unfortunately, she didn't get her bets in before she crossed state lines. That's one thing for people to know. But before she left, she had Austin Simmons a part of her parlay. What happens now that he's not playing?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is if you did a bet builder, so if you're doing a same game parlay that includes Simmons, since he's not starting in the game, it will void that full bet. Those player props,
Okay.
the way it does the odds, everything's correlated. So unfortunately, the system just can't differentiate. Now, if it was just part of your parlay and you had other games tied to it, so not something else within the Arkansas game, it'll just void that
Gotcha.
leg of the parlay. And so if you had 4 other games, you'll still have a 3 or 4 leg parlay, just depending on if that game voided.
All right, got you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's take a look at Tailon Green. Obviously, we got player props on the board. We took a look at this about 45 minutes ago. We got this up. Passing yards set at 243. Rushing yards 42.5. Total touchdowns 1.5. These numbers still following.
Those are very close. So the total passing yards has dropped just a yard. It's at 242.5 currently. And you have many options. The latter options, you can go all the way down to 175 or go all the way up to 300 plus. And then on the over 1.5, that is minus 130 as we sit. And on his rushing yards, that is still the same, 42.5. Yeah, so that has not moved.
I feel like that's a steal. Tailon Green, 42.5 yards.
Yeah, and his anytime touchdown scorer, and keep in mind that would be him having to rush the ball in the end zone or catch a pass from someone else, plus 108. So you're actually getting better than even money there. And if you think for some reason he's going to run in 2, you get plus 650. Mike Washington plus 510.
Wow. Also, to note, when it comes to quarterbacks and rushing yards, when they get sacked in college, it's a little different than the NFL.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, in college, a sack does count against their rushing total, so that is something to keep in mind. Professionals, that is not the case.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. You were talking about some rushing yards. Take a look at these two running backs right here. Both very good backs. Ole Miss has a pretty darn good one in Lacey. Numbers on Mike Washington and Lacey. You see him set. Is all this the same as well?
So these have both moved quite a bit, to be honest with you. So Lacey has gone up 4 yards. He's now at 99.5. So he's going to need to hit 100 yards if you're taking that over. And then Mike Washington is at 49.5. So his has been dropping. He's dropped 8 yards since just an hour ago or so. So the good news is if you were taking the over and you took over 57.5, you got to love 49.5.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, Zach. What else is on the board when it comes to college sports this weekend?
Yeah, so I mean, a couple big games that have not started yet. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, two teams. Arkansas will play Notre Dame here in just a couple weeks, and that line has moved just a bit. It is now Notre Dame -6.5 in that one. And then tonight, the LSU Florida game. LSU was a touchdown favorite, over a touchdown favorite at one point in the week. They are now under a touchdown. It's -6.5, which is a little shocking given what we saw last week from Florida.
Speaking of Florida, they lost last week to USF, who's going to be in our segment as far as buy or sell. They are on the road in Miami, all right? And so they beat two ranked teams to start the season. They found their way into the top 25. What's that game look like?
Yeah, looking at that one, that game, that's been one we've talked about a few times this week, and it's been shocking how big the line is, at least in my opinion. Trying to find that one on the board right now. Are they in action, DJ? Have they started?
I think
they have.
that game.
Yep, they're playing. So Miami is up.
Yeah, they should be playing right now.
Miami's up 14-3. It's in the second quarter. Is just underway.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's looking. It's actually the line's grown. It's now -21. Went off at 17.
It's tough on the road. All right, Zach. If people are interested and they want to be a part of the game within the game, you make it really easy to download the app.
Yeah, it's very easy. We're in the Apple App Store, the iOS Store. We're in the Google Play Store. If you're a desktop user, very simple. It'll ask you to install a plugin. All you got to do is hit yes, and you're rolling. And for new customers, sign up today. No promo code needed. Up to $1,000 in bonus bets available for you. We have daily profit boost going. There's one active right now for any sport. There's one active for college football. Tomorrow you'll see something for NFL as well as some same game parlays.
Hey, I'm seeing this pop up a lot. We're not messing around. What's going on in Jonesboro right now? What's going on with number 14 Iowa State going to Jonesboro playing?
Yeah, how about that? Arkansas State's
like?
playing hard. It's 9-3 right now. It's in the second quarter, late
Still
late in the second quarter, a minute 30 left. Looking at it right now, it looks like Arkansas State's driving the ball. So they're headed down right now. Looks like they potentially might, who knows? They could even take the lead before half, but the spread is down now to Iowa State -10. This went off at 22 points.
Wow. Justin Acree is having a heart attack right now watching that.
But your sister's happy, I bet.
Zach, man. Oh, sister's pumped up, man. And good for A-State. They got the butt spanked against us, and there we go. That goes to show you how tough the SEC is. I'm tired of hearing about now. Big Ten, y'all are playing some good football, too. I'll go ahead and give you that. Zach, I appreciate you, man, and we'll check in with you later.
Absolutely.
All right?
Y'all have a great day. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs, man. Zach Gillum over there with Oaklawn Sports. Always a good time. Okay, Arkansas State. I want to get through some of these comments real quick before we head out to the Grove. We got people, Kudus. Y'all can leave Kudus. No, actually, yeah, give it to him. Kudus last year. We had Carmona on 4th and 5. And he said, man, that hurt. That hurt. And then he says, I can't wait to play Ole Miss. I hate Ole Miss. Patrick Kudus saying, Coach, let me keep the red shirt. I'm going to come back. Are you sure I'm coming back? Coach Pittman gave him a red shirt, and he was gone. All right, so I'm very excited to see how things play out today. You right now, everybody commenting. Can't wait to see what T. Will dials up for Kudus. And now we got other things to worry about as well. Also, too, appreciate this from King Command. Am I saying that right? 4th and 5 for full coverage of Arkansas Razorbacks. That ain't a bad tagline. But we do more than just the Razorbacks. We're really tapping into high school football. We'll talk about that here in just a second. All right, we're about to go ahead and head out to the Grove and have a good time with my guy, Josh Throne. Take a look.
What's going on, 4th and 5? Josh Throne here. For the first time, I'm down in the Grove. I'm with Tyler and Corey, and this is their hometown tailgate. So I was asking Corey, where do I go around here? He was explaining that his whole hometown puts on this tailgate. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so this is the Natchez, Mississippi tent in the Grove, and we're most of us here kind of grew up together in the same hometown. So every year every game since I've been here, we've kind of set up this little tent. It's kind of a good place for all of us to meet back up. It's like a reunion, so it's always fun to come see people we haven't seen in a while from where y'all grew up together. So,
what's the everybody talks about the Grove throughout the SEC. I've heard about the Grove. Everybody talks about it. What makes this place special?
I think this place is so special because of, I don't know, everybody's kind of like in this one big community down here. Obviously, you know, you have your Ole Miss fans and your Arkansas fans, but we're pretty accepting of everybody. If y'all want to come in and get something to eat or maybe a beer or two, we'll be happy to. We'll be happy to give it to you. This is Southern hospitality at its finest down here. So
I might have to do that. I might have to give me a drink, and I'll meet back with DJ at the show. Now, hold on real quick. What's your score prediction for today?
Look, I'd like to see a good 24-7 lead with Ole Miss. I think that's very possible. I don't know about by the first quarter would be nice, but I think by the end of the game, 24-7 would be a pretty decent score.
Here with Adam and Matt, and we were just talking about the game. We just got word that Austin Simmons may not be starting, so I was asking Adam, what do you think that's going to impact, or how do you think it's going to impact the game?
I mean, we'll see. Our defense needs to step up for us to win. That's bottom line.
What about you? What's your prediction? What do you need to see from Arkansas in order for Arkansas to come out of the Grove, to come out of Oxford and win?
Well, I think offensively we can score points. Defensively, this gives us a better chance to hold them down. So, hoping for a good win.
Now, is this y'all's first time in the Grove?
Yeah.
No. Yes,
Yeah.
here. Okay, my first time as well. You've been here before.
Yes, sir.
Tell Arkansas about the Grove.
It's pretty packed. It's a little different. It's not like they're all at fraternity houses here. It's just all one big old deal. So.
You like it here? Better than Fayetteville, or what?
Different. I can't say that about Fayetteville, but this is fun. It's a good time.
Fayetteville all the way. Yeah. Fayetteville all the way. We appreciate you watching. Hey guys, you are not going to believe it. I've been roaming around the Grove, and I ran into Arkansas's own Brandon Barnett.
Yes, sir.
How the heck did you get mixed up in this crowd?
Oh, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy being on the fan side now. But one of my buddies from here in Ole Miss, his name is Cam, man. He invited us out to come to the tailgate with him and his family, man. So we just out having a good time.
And you know, Arkansas, Ole Miss has always been a big rivalry.
Yes,
You've actually been in these games.
Yes, sir.
What do we got to do to win tonight?
Oh, just stay focused. Just take the game plan. I'm sure the guys all week have worked hard, and we have a good game plan going in. So I think Bobby and Taylor to get it done.
Now, are these guys being nice to you while you're here?
Oh, man.
Southern
great.
hospitality?
Oh, great.
he's a customer, so I have to be.
So then, so that means you think Arkansas is going to win as well?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. We'll see.
You got prediction on tonight? What do you think you want to see from Ole Miss?
We got the quarterback. We don't know what the quarterback situation is, so we'll see. We'll see.
Can I get a score prediction?
Well, it depends. All right, I don't like our odds if Simmons is out, but if Simmons is here, I think we can cover.
All right, Cam says Ole Miss might cover. My boy B says we got it in the bag,
we got
right?
it in the bag, baby.
You're watching 4th and 5. DJ, back to you.
All right, here we go. Once again, we're dealing with some connection things, as always, on the road, but we're figuring it out. So sorry if our audio is just a smidge delayed. But, Josh, I told you before you got out there, we still have to talk.
Right.
But they know how to party in the Grove.
They do. They absolutely do. And I was so glad to see some Arkansas Razorback fans. Man, it felt good to see Brandon Barnett. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Man, I remember when he broke his leg in college. Do you remember that in practice?
Yeah.
Terrible.
I hate something else bad.
Well, no, I'm not taking
what else?
Is that a bad omen to say? I'm just saying that, like, he was a good running back.
Yeah.
He really was, man.
Yeah,
I hated it.
But he broke his leg.
I always think about that. Yeah, because he was talented, man. I hated it for him.
No, he was special and always a good time. So, all right, this is what we're going to do. Josh had a good time in the Grove. Gave him a little break. But we have to talk about my guy, Grant Cook, who's backstage waiting for us. Grant, we got to talk about some of these guys up front, okay? So let me go ahead and bring you in right now, recapping week 2. You know us, we always want to look for improvement. And I was talking with you earlier this week, and when it came to the game last week, man, you said you were more than impressed with what you saw on tape.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the offensive line, we wanted to see a step up from week 1. We felt like maybe we got pushed around a little bit, and I didn't love the way that felt coming out of that game. Now, still decisive win week 1, but week 2, I wanted to go out and really just assert that dominance and have that attitude that an offensive line has to have to kind of set the tone for the game. And I think we did that. And I think we came with the attitude. We executed extremely well. I mean, second play of the game, you see Corey Robinson downfield is absolutely obliterating a secondary player. And so you know, in my mind, that's the type of attitude we've got to bring into this game against Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss's talent is going to be far superior than what we've seen so far this year, but I think we're better up front. And if we can execute the way that we did against Arkansas State, similar to your take on what we can learn today, if we can execute against the players that Ole Miss has, then I really like the way that this year is shaping up. So we'll see as it comes to the trenches, but I think today we execute again and we give Talon time, we give Mike Wash some running lanes, and it should be an exciting day. But we'll see a whole lot on film coming out of this game that I think we can learn from.
Yeah, we had a chance to actually bump into Corey Robinson's folks. They were sitting here at the Velvet Ditch before they walked down the street to go ahead and go to Hemingway Stadium. And you know what he said? He says, hey, tell that one guy, man, I've been watching those breakdowns and keep talking good about my son. All right. So they're locked in.
Hey, if he keeps playing good, we'll keep talking good. We keep it real.
I said we will, but I want to say, however, if he start messing up, we're going to know. But no, I mean, that was pretty fun, man. So they're watching. That's pretty cool. Before you go, Grant, you see a lot of people. Oh, wow. Look at this. A little update. Arkansas State takes the lead against number 14 team in the country, Iowa State. What's going on in Jonesboro? Ty Humphrey.
Hey, if people want to know why we don't want a home series with Arkansas State, this is why right here.
They're showing it right now on ESPN. Okay. Oh, that's so fun. Just because I work with a guy who graduated from Iowa State. Ty Humphrey says, I know that boy drunk, saying 24/7. Tailgating at the Grove must be as good as they say. No doubt about it. We got another person coming in. Let's go, Chambliss. Chambliss gives us the best hope with Austin.
Well, yeah. It's a backup quarterback.
I mean,
he's got to.
Yeah. I'm just messing. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. And people watching all over the place. Rusty's in the house. Ty is at it again. So, all right, Grant, I appreciate you. We're going to check in with you here a little bit later in the next segment as we get to our buy or sell segment that's coming up. And we got some good options coming up after the break. So, Grant, you stay with us. We'll be right back. But also, too, you see it right now, buy or sell, USF. Are we in it? Are we doing this? What do we got going on? You got to love it. I don't know. We got USF on the board, and we got the guy. He's a man. He's 40. Mike Gundy. Yeah, we're going to talk about, too, one of the longest tenured active coaches consistently at one program back-to-back over 20 years. Is it time? Is it time to move on from Coach Gundy? And also, too, we're going to say buy or sell. I would say for today, for dang sure sell Austin Simmons. But even moving past this Ole Miss, you know, they're expecting to make it to the playoffs. Playoffs? What are we talking about? We'll be right back with buy or sell.
Raj, what you doing here? Well, it's football season. Thought I'd go ahead and dust off a few plays I've been thinking of.
It looks like you have 13 players here.
Well, that is innovation.
Most innovators can count to 11.
Well, that is a winning play. Just like the Oaklawn Sports app, I can bet anywhere in Arkansas right from my phone. Spreads, totals, player props, same game parlays, and the most live in-game offerings all right here. Download Oaklawn Sports and bet all season long with the best sports betting app in Arkansas.
Hey y'all, this is Cam here at Southwest Ford in Arkadelphia. We just built our brand new 3 facilities here, our GMC, Dodge, and Ford facilities. If you're coming down the highway on I-30, take exit 78. We'll be 1.5 miles down the road. You're gonna look on the right-hand side and you're gonna see our beautiful Chevrolet store. Right past that, you're gonna see our beautiful Dodge store. And at the end, you're gonna see our wonderful Ford store. Our 3 facilities here make it so easy for you to shop here. Whether it's online or in person, we have almost everything you want and need. And if we don't have it, we'll go out and get it for you. If you live somewhere far, north, east, south, or west, we will deliver to you. Free delivery across the whole state. Please come down and come see me at Southwest Auto Ford in Arkadelphia.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Young. I'm a nurse practitioner at Ortho Arkansas Urgent Care. Here at Ortho, we're here for you when life throws you a curveball, whether that be a sprained ankle in a soccer game or a wrist that's seen better days after a weekend full of gardening. Here at Ortho Arkansas, we understand everybody's different. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or someone who just slipped and fell. Not only do we have your back, we have your knees and shoulders too. We have everything that you need for your orthopedic injury. From x-rays to casting, MRIs, physical therapy, we have it all under one roof. Next time you or your loved one need a hand, a foot, or your spine checked out, please remember us at Ortho Arkansas Urgent Care. There's no referral needed, so drop by or give us a call. We're here for you every step of the way.
All right, everybody, welcome on back. You see it right here, Oxford. This is a nice little spot. We're live at the Velvet Ditch. Look at that stadium. It's about to be piled up by a lot of Razorback fans and those Rebels as well. Kickoff set for 6 p.m. You can catch that game on ESPN. Welcome back in as we're having a great time here. It's time to get to our By Ourselves segment. We can't do it alone. We need our whole crew here, so we're going to go ahead and bring back in Grant and Matt Harris. Are they standing by right now? All right, guys. Oh, Lily, what's up, Lily? What are we buying? She's like, take me to the store and buy everything. Oh, man. All right, fellas, let's get into it. We got our topics. I told you about them beforehand. Y'all saw the whole little lineup. Buy or sell. What we got going on for 4th and 5. Up first, not too hot right now, but I'll say this moving forward. USF jumping all the way up to number 18, not even being in the polls, beating Boise State week 1. And then going on the road and beating Florida. Are y'all buying this team, even though they're struggling right now on the road against the number 5 team in the country? Grant, I'll start with you.
We buying or selling, Lily? We're going to buy them, DJ. She said.
We're going to buy them.
We're buying them. We're buying them.
Spending daddy's money.
At the end of the day, she thinks I'm talking loud. So at the end of the day, I think two big wins for a South Florida team. Obviously, number 5 team in the country. Miami showed what they were about the first week of the season. Not unexpected for them to go down there and maybe get handled a little bit, but going back into the conference they're in, I think USF probably makes some noise this year. Miami could end up being the only loss they have. So we'll buy them as of now and we'll keep our eye on them.
All right, Matt, what you got? You with us? You buying?
Yeah, man, I'll buy them. I mean, say Boise and, Florida both are unranked at the end of the year. The psychology, y'all, again, us being there, playing a ranked team, it takes a level of tenacity and aggression and execution to beat those guys, especially in the swamp, right? You're going down, you're playing a good Miami team. The game's delayed right now. You're down 14-3. You're playing football. You're not getting handled. So, I'm always a fan of the underdog. I think Arkansas fans and Razorbacks, that locker room, we wear a chip on our shoulder because we're underdogs a lot of the time. So, when I see teams like USF on the rise, I'll buy them right now. We'll see how they are, middle end of the season.
Josh, before you, Rusty says he ain't buying it. He ain't buying it. Right. Rusty ain't buying it. Josh, what you got, man? What you think?
Well, I'm not – Boise State win. I'm glad you beat them. Still impressive. They were ranked at the time. But going into Florida, down to the wire, in the swamp, like Matt said, that's impressive to come out with a close victory. Because it's SEC play. Those guys are playing for real football down there. So I'm buying it. But look, Miami, where are we at? 3-14. They said the game's delayed right now. So let's see how that finishes, and I'll hold on to my receipt again.
I'm selling this, y'all. I don't know what y'all got going on. What are we doing? All right. Boise, I've been selling them since they were even in a conversation of having home games for a playoff. Are you kidding me? What are we doing? All right, get at it. We saw how that happened when they played a legit team in the playoff. They got spanked.
I care more about the Florida game.
I'm done with them. In Florida, their head coach is halfway out the door selling that too. And so, I mean, I'm in this situation. Big shout out to USF. All right, but once again, it's where do we put our cutoff of buying or selling? Like elite teams in the country, then you have a group of, unfortunately, where we are right now as a fan base in Arkansas, and then you have all those other just cupcake teams, okay? So if we're trying to buy them into the elites, I'm not with that one. All right, what's next on tap? Mike Gundy, over 20 years, head coach of OSU. He's saying it's not his fault. It's just that all these other teams get all this money in NIL, and it's that fault. Matt,
It's not my fault.
What you say?
Hey, it's not my fault. It's him. Smoke this, drink this. It's a lie, DJ. Mike Gundy, you've had a great run. I'm selling Gundy. I'm a huge fan of him, but the modernization of college football and the fact that he's still at the same school is nothing short of oppressive. Like, it is insane how good this guy has been for Stillwater, Oklahoma, not just Oklahoma State. But it's time, and it's no disrespect to Mike Gundy. He's a great football coach. He's a great guy, from what I understand. He's 40 at least. But yeah, I'm selling Gundy. He's the writing's on the wall from him, and I think he feels it too, and the fan base does. And when that happens, the party, turn out the lights, man. It's over.
All right, Lily, we buying or selling Coach Gundy?
We're selling. We're selling. Yeah, and I think I agree. I think Coach Gundy, and maybe just the time has passed him up. I love the coach nut from you, Matt. I mean, hey, you point one finger, man, you got four pointing back at you. So hey, it's always somebody else's fault. I don't love that from him, right? I mean, I do love, hey, come at me. I'm a man. Yeah. I'm 40. Sounds like he's maybe lost a little bit of that too. So maybe time for a change at Oklahoma State. So I will sell, and so will Lily.
Comment coming in right here. He brings up a good point. He says, I don't know, but he looks simultaneously 70 and 17 at the same time. All right. Stephen, nice with the comment. All right, Josh, where are we at on Coach Gundy?
Look, I've basically grown up with Mike Gundy being the head coach of Oklahoma State. I feel some type of way about losing him as the head coach at Oklahoma State. But with all that being said, yes, I want to sell him, but I don't really want I don't want him to go anywhere else. I want his brand to be Oklahoma State. I want him to build a statue of Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. I want to keep him like an old car that you don't want to get rid of. You go buy a new car, but you just keep that old car in the garage. You tell everybody how good it used to run. And you look at it, and you tell your boys, you go out to the garage, and you show them what you used to have. That's what I want to do with Mike Gundy. Does that make sense?
Complete sense, you wacko.
Does it make sense?
Hey, fellas, let me set Josh out on this one. Did he just say put up a statue of Mike Gundy?
Yeah, he's been there a long time, man. He's a staple when it comes to Oklahoma State.
No.
That's disrespectful.
Does Barry Sanders have a statue?
That's disrespectful.
Does Barry Sanders have a statue?
Does he? He better.
I hope he does.
Ain't nobody getting a statue.
No. National championship, Heisman, that's it.
Every single one of you go into a bar in Oklahoma State and you say that. I guarantee you won't say it.
He don't need no damn statue. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all.
Right, Harris,
we live. My bad. Good God. A statue?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, with the mullet and everything. I want the mullet on there too.
I mean, shout out to Coach Gundy.
Yes.
What a career. But a statue?
Yes.
Stop.
I stand on business.
All right, here we go, Ole Miss fans watching right now. Now, he may not be playing this week, but moving forward, I know y'all miss Jackson Dart. Dude was a baller, certified. Austin Simmons, a healthy one moving forward for Ole Miss after 2 weeks. Are we buying or selling? I'll ask an Ole Miss fan here in just a second, but Matt, what do you think about this kid?
Man, it's hard. It's almost like talking about our defense right now. We look really good on paper. We're 2-0. This guy's 2-0, but he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns, and he's played a Kentucky team and a D1 AA team. It's concerning. I would, your backup quarterback's a D3 guy. To sell him, who are you going to replace him with? I would buy him for the moment because Lane Kiffin's an absolute quarterback monster. And clearly he's the number. Yeah, I mean, Alex Shirley just said coin toss. I agree. I think it's a tough sell or buy because I don't believe in him, but I don't know if I believe in the third stringer more than him. And hopefully that third stringer doesn't play very well today, and we want to buy Austin Simmons and we get a good win versus Ole Miss.
Also, too, Alex Shirley said this, Matt. Maybe we can give Coach Gundy a push. Maybe not. Maybe Maybe not a statue, but we
The
give him a
plaque.
plaque. Okay.
There you go.
I want the mullet
Get you a
statue.
plaque.
I'm not backing
Yeah,
down.
Gundy is the Bill
Oh,
Snyder of Oklahoma State. Well said, Rusty.
Yes, well said. Where's that? Rusty
Yeah,
said that, did he
Gundy's
not?
Bill
Yes, go
Snyder.
ahead and
It's
bring that
true.
up. Y'all keep the comments coming
Great.
in. I'm sorry popping these up, covering up your face.
Yeah,
It's the
I'll
only
just
place I can put
come
it.
up there
Sorry.
a little bit.
Yeah. All right, Grant, where you at on Austin Simmons?
So I'm going to say this. I've eaten my words before. I'm not scared to eat them again. I'm glad the kid is smart. I'm glad he's got his degree. I'm glad he's working on his doctorate or his master's or whatever because
There you
I'm
go.
selling.
I didn't know that. Oh, selling.
I'm selling him. And the only reason I'm selling is because we're playing them today, and I got nothing positive to say
Go
about
Hogs.
that.
Nice.
So at the end of the day,
Yes.
I'm selling him. Hate that he's hurt. Don't love
Yeah.
that for anybody. But, hey, selling him down the river, man. Taking on down the road.
Hey, get on, moving on now. Grant, Josh, where we at?
Man, I'm buying them. But here's the thing.
Josh is buying everything.
No.
You notice that?
No. Here's the thing. I've got some explanation here. I'm buying them because Lane Kiffin bought them. That's why I'm buying them. But with that being said, what he's already put on tape is not that impressive. So I want to see what he looks like after he gets a season in the SEC under his belt because clearly he's impressed the coaches. Now, we do know a little bit about his background. The kid graduated high school like 16, 17 years old. That's real young. And he'd already had a bachelor's degree from Miami-Dade. Then he comes over to school at Ole Miss, and he's working on his master's and starting at 19. The kid was supposed to graduate in 2025, and he reclassed to graduate in 2023. So he's young. That's all I'm trying to say. He's young, and supposedly he's super smart. And when he flicks the ball, it looks good. It just didn't go the direction it was supposed to in most of the Kentucky games. So I want to see if that's just first game jitters. That's why I'm buying him, because Lane Kiffin bought him.
I'm going to say, I want to say jury's out as of now.
You got to sell or buy.
Yeah,
Jury's out.
Give me a second. Yeah.
What is that?
Based off what I've seen on tape, and if I had to pick today, I would sell only because when his first, I showed it in my breakdown earlier, when the option of his first progression is not available, then you can see he's just processing way too fast, and he's trying to figure out what to do. I'm very used to, in a Kiffin's offense. Now, for the most part, Kiffin usually dials up the perfect play, so his quarterbacks don't have to think a lot. But when it does fall apart, you have to have a guy who has composure and poise in the pocket. I showed that one play. Option one broke down. Beautiful lane opened up for option two, but he tuck and ran when he didn't have to. Like I said, it's almost the same thing that we dealt with Taylor Green this time last year, okay? But what we've seen is the potential that these guys have. But I would say for Ole Miss purposes, they want to go to the playoffs, all right? They should have been in the playoffs last year, but they let a slap team like SMU in there after losing their conference title and then letting Clemson get in there as well. We see how special that is. But the standard here in Ole Miss is championship football. So if I had to pick right now, I'll be selling Austin Simmons. Guys, I appreciate that. That was fun. That's all I got from y'all. So Grant and Matt, they're still going to have your breakdowns of what to expect from Ole Miss on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, but we already handled that, all right? They're going to go be dads, they're going to go be husbands, and they're going to enjoy their weekend. So, fellas, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a good one. And as always, go Hogs. Go Hogs, Lily. Appreciate y'all.
Go Hogs, baby.
All right, letting them go. Fun one right there. Now, one thing last night, I want to go ahead and bring this up as well. What we're doing here in 4th and 5 is tapping into high school football as well, and it's been fun. And we want to make sure here in about 2 days, we're going to post our new Players of the Week, all right? So, once again, we were at Greenbrier last night for our game of the week as they hosted Van Buren. A former nominee for Player of the Week was Enoch Asan, 5'9" running back out of Greenbrier. The knock on this kid is he's too small, maybe not too fast. Then I'm trying to figure out week 1, he had 313 rushing yards. I was like, what is happening? We got to go see this guy. We went out in person, and in the first quarter, he had 4 carries, 3 touchdowns, 143 yards. He ended the game with 323 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'm assuming he will be a nominee for Player of the Week. Just head to our website. You see it right there at the bottom of your screen, 4th-and-5ar.com, to vote on the Player of the Week. All right, we got to bring in a special guest, one who knows a little bit more about Ole Miss than we do. We're joined by the owner of the Velvet Dish. We got Jared here with us this I guess, afternoon or evening as we're getting set for a big-time kickoff. First of all, man, this place is awesome. I went to the Grove. Dave, can we turn his mic up real quick? Went to the Grove, and even people there, they said, oh, man, 4th and 5, y'all are set up at the Velvet Ditch. They said, we were there last night. That place is crazy, right?
We were packed.
Did you pop this up this year? How long have y'all been here?
Yeah, man. So this was.
Pull that mic up a little bit for me, would you? Yeah, perfect.
No doubt. Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yep.
So we started this business as two different phases.
Yep.
We opened last year for Oklahoma. We actually didn't even have a soft opening. We got our fire permit that Friday morning.
Yeah.
And we just jumped right into it. We didn't have the outside turf.
Dang.
The city had not approved this parking lot to be turned into obviously what it has become and what we visioned it being in the future. So we started off with like 75 to 100 people inside. And then now it's a 500-person location. This is our first football season having the turf.
Yeah.
So it's been a huge, obviously, advocate for us having this. Or my bad, the business itself needed this to survive, should I say. So we fought hard for it. And that was, the main thing for us was trying to find something that Oxford didn't have. And there was no outdoor space on the square.
Yeah.
And we needed this. You guys mentioned you need it in Arkansas.
Oh, we did.
You were, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Velvet Ditch itself might come join you guys.
Come
right
on, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
know people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
definitely.
I mean, I wish y'all could come out here. If y'all are in the tailgate right now watching this, this will be the place to come after the game for sure. I mean, the turf's outside. As far as watching games, I mean, how many TVs? Do you even know how many TVs?
Yeah,
y'all
we've
have?
got 50 TVs on the property.
Oh, man,
So,
all synced up.
Yeah, when we built the business model, the idea was find a business that, in my opinion, is not a 5-star business, but it kills it. And I'm not talking bad on the business. I wish I owned it. But you look at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
You find a business that doesn't have a 5-star product, but it's got a 5-star atmosphere for people that want to watch sports. And it's always entertaining. So you look at all the TVs there, so it keeps bringing people back.
Nice.
So we decided to make a sports bar that had enough TVs here, but the inside is like that Alice in Wonderland feel.
Nice.
And out here is that Masters feel, and it helps because we do seafood, crawfish.
And it's delicious. The hush
Thank you.
puppies. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Awesome.
Fire. Yes.
Yeah, man. I've got another spot on the other side of town that helped build this. So all the Landshark family, that's my other company.
Yeah.
They gave us, the faith and the foundation to build this and expand.
I love it. I love it. Gotta give a shout out to Miss Jane too.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Yeah,
she's
man.
watching.
Oh, yeah, my
So
family.
the way I got hooked up with all this for years when I was with Pictro Nation, we would always link up with these fine folk at the zebra tent. Okay. And that's when it all started.
Yeah, they
and look,
created the
10 years later, now we're sitting here at the Velvet Ditch having a great time, man. Yeah. Family's great. People are great. Always great hospitality when I come to Oxford. Now, we were talking about buying or selling. This Austin Simmons kid, where you at on him?
100% buy-in.
Ooh, you're in it.
Yeah, you got to look back on Cam Newton. You got to look back on all the guys that were sophomores that, certain guys that, may have been doubted. And I'm not saying Cam Newton was so much doubted, but look at where he was as as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, they got onto him for stealing laptops,
there you go.
going to a JUCO. He was a problem.
Of course, let's even dial into Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, he left Alabama or got pretty much, benched, obviously. And look what he did at Oklahoma. Now look what he's doing in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's top 3, best quarterbacks consistently in the NFL right now, especially from a leadership standpoint. To be a leader, it takes some experience. It's hard as a 19-year-old like Austin Simmons is. He's young, 19, 20, whatever he may be. He's a youngster, and we're forcing him to be a grown man.
Yeah.
If you look at Vegas alone, Vegas put him in top 15 for Heisman before the season started.
Wow.
He was number 13 on the lines to gamble on. So when you look at that, there was a lot of faith already from pros out of Lane Kiffin's mouth. I'll also bring up Kelvin Bolden, which has been a huge asset to Ole Miss. One of my best friends. He was my receiver at Gulf Coast Community College when we won a national title. He came here and helped Ole Miss build a lot of the teams we have now, or players we have now. LSU just got Kelvin Bolden.
Yep.
We lost a huge guy there, filled the role with Moncrief. Saying that, I've heard out of the biggest mouths, from Dante Moncrief to Lane Kiffin to Kelvin Bolden, that Austin Simmons is as good as it gets. So when you compare to his 2 games, the experience he's had, I mean, you're asking a guy to come out and literally be a monster immediately. I do believe that Austin Simmons will eventually go down as top 3 best quarterbacks to ever come through Ole Miss.
And you talk about shoes to fill. Jackson Dart ain't too bad. All right. So, I mean, the bar was set high. Now, we're assuming he's not playing today. Okay?
Austin Simmons is not playing tonight.
And you heard it from him, man himself. All right. He's locked in.
If he is playing, then we have been told total lie.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Vegas lines, it went from minus 330 to minus 160. That doesn't just happen. There is a lot of doubt right now, not in Trinidad Chambliss. It's not that we doubt him. It's just how are you confident in something you haven't seen, right?
I get it.
The guy is he won national title last year at Ferris State. I don't know if you're familiar with.
I am not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the kid's a baller.
Yeah.
If he was any other school, I believe he could start anywhere else besides maybe 5 schools in the country. I believe the guy is that good.
Wow.
We'll find out tonight, but we also have to expect he's going to be a little rusty.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the running game, Trinidad is our running quarterback. And whenever you look at Arkansas's defense, you've got no disrespect.
That's okay.
Your weak link is your D line. Your strong link is your linebackers, your cornerback. So our job.
You've done your research.
That's
very accurate.
Our job is to run. Our job is to run the football.
Yeah.
And if we can't run the football tonight, then we can't win this football game. Saying that, Lacey's going to run the ball, Trinidad's going to run the ball, and if we've got Austin Simmons that has a bad ankle, what happens whenever we put Austin Simmons in the game to run the football and he can't run it 100%? We've defeated what our game plan is against you guys. We got to slow your quarterback down, slow the game down.
Yeah.
We got to go from running 70 plays to 45 and keep you guys from making big plays on offense. And the only way to do that is for us to run the clock and run the football.
Gentleman's wager. When Arkansas wins tonight, you buy me a drink.
That's right.
When Ole Miss wins tonight, I get you a drink.
Sounds like I owe you guys drinks already. So I got you covered. Yeah.
My man.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank y'all
Like
for
I said,
joining us.
Hospitality has been amazing. This place is great. And even before you showed up, I got here a little early.
Yeah.
I want to brag on your employees. They
Thank
are
you.
awesome.
Man, I have the best staff in the country.
Yeah.
When we started this brand, it's built off of unconditional hospitality. But, I told my staff from the jump, like, I'm going to teach you how to be a business owner. If you just want to be a food runner, you don't take a job here. And every customer is treated like it's your grandma. If she's not happy, from 6 years old to 90 years old, you fix it. And every time I turn my head, God says, Jared, here's somebody else to make it look like you know what you're doing.
I like it.
And that has been the blessing to this business is I have a phenomenal staff.
I love it. All right, man. Hey, David, we're going to switch this up. I was going to have Josh come back. Josh, we'll push you on the other side of the break along with Matt and Grant on their breakdown. So once again, you see the Velvet Ditch, y'all. It's awesome. Take a look at your screen right now. The place to be to have a good time. Look at this. Nice little patio. Weather feels good, starting to cool down a bit. Razorback fans, Ole Miss fans, place to be right after the game. Once again, Jared, appreciate you so much. Y'all come down and hang out with my friends here at the Velvet Ditch. 4th and 5 is about to take a break. We'll have more on the other side.
God bless.
Welcome to
Thank God.
Oaklawn, where every arrival marks the beginning of a memorable stay. From the moment you walk through our doors, Oaklawn's dedicated team is committed to exceeding your expectations. Our concierge is ready to welcome you by tailoring your ideal escape. With 2 restaurants on site, we can reserve your table to experience fine dining without ever having to leave the resort. The Bugler offers a culinary experience featuring an array of American cuisine and overlooks Oaklawn's legendary thoroughbred racetrack. Oaklawn has served as a destination for horse enthusiasts for generations, offering you the experience to witness the thrill from December through May. The live action at Oaklawn spans from betting on thoroughbreds to spinning reels and rolling dice in the casino. Your modern fine dining experience awaits at the Oak Room and Bar with highly composed plates located inside the casino. With a depth of flavors to leave your palate craving more, accompanied by some of the most unique cocktails and extensive wine lists in the region, your dining indulgence doesn't end with the Oak Room. Our concierge can provide recommendations on a variety of local restaurants. The elegantly appointed lounge of the First Turn Bar is the perfect setting to wrap up your day of adventure. Discover the charm of hot springs and check into Oaklawn, your ultimate destination.
Another look. You see it. We're getting closer and closer. Good old spot him and Stink here at Ole Miss. Having a good time. We're having a great time here at good old Oxford. People, once again, Astor Grove, having a great time. Let's go and bring it back in. Once again, big shout out to our host here today. Jared's awesome, man. He's been great to work with, getting everything set up. And so please keep on it coming, and we're going to have a good time. All right, so now, like I said, Grant and Matt, their dads and their husbands and their wives are like, I want my Saturdays. And I get it, and I respect it. All right, so we're going to respect their time as well. So earlier in the week, Grant and Matt did a great job to really get into the weeds when it comes to what we need to expect while playing Ole Miss. Things you as a viewer, you can watch and see unfold, and you can start pointing out, hey, Grant said we got to do that. If we don't do that, we don't win. Hey, we're going to win because Grant said that. Same thing with Matt. So sit back and take a listen to what Grant Cook has to say about the big guys up front for Ole Miss.
All right, breaking down Ole Miss offensive defensive line. What do I want to see from the Hogs, both offensively and defensively, when it comes to the trenches? So Ole Miss, not as maybe impressive as they once were on the offensive line or have been in the past. We'll dive into that a little bit. Also, the defensive line, they've got some studs up front, but do they play all the way through the whistle? We're going to break that down a little bit. I've got a couple clips here that I want to roll through, starting with kind of the whole offense as a whole. So their big RPO group, so run, play, action, run, pass, option, all of those things. Something that I want everyone to keep their eye on in this game is, are these offensive linemen getting too far down the field before the quarterback gets the ball out of his hands? If you look right here, number 75, which is our own Patrick Kutas from last year that transferred to Ole Miss, you got about a 3-yard window that you can play in here. So it's really a judgment call by the officials if they want to call this. So something to watch that could be a problem for Ole Miss if they keep doing it all game. Generally, they'll give you a warning, but not all the time. So it's like I said, something to watch as the game progresses, and it's the type of offense that they want to run. So it's all, it's going to be there. All right. We've got some opportunity here. This is their left tackle. So I was always, coach, you keep that front foot in the ground. Right here, I've never seen air under the right foot of a left tackle. So if we can make contact with this guy when one foot is on the ground, we've got an opportunity to really just take advantage of their offensive line all day. So Phillip Lee showed up big last week coming off that right side of our defense. He's got some opportunity here with this left tackle. He doesn't play very technique-sound football. It'll show up again here in a few clips. Here we are again. Again, right foot off the ground. All of his weight is back on that plant foot. So, again, if we can get off the ball and get our hands on this guy, I think we have a real option. Another thing that I want to point out is the right guard, and I think that he's getting bull rushed. All right, and we have an opportunity to really take advantage of that. So Cam Ball, Quincy Rhodes, when you move inside, play 3 technique. This person here, he doesn't want to play physical. So if we can get our hands on him, get him in the backfield, it opens up your pass rush arsenal if you can start it with a bull rush. You can see him here. Once again, if you see the quarterback throw the ball as an offensive lineman, not a great day. All right, you don't want to see the guy throw the ball. That means you're facing the wrong way, and your defender likely is right in his face. All right, again, not trying to bully the right guard here on all these takes, but a lot of things on film that showed up that I don't necessarily love if I'm Ole Miss. So right here, we're going to see a little bit of a push-pull from the defensive lineman. So that is all set up by that bull rush. Just like I said, when we can bull rush, it sets up so many other moves. So bam, started out with a bull rush, and then he sets his feet, gets his weight forward, and you pull him out. Luckily for Ole Miss, this guy trips and falls and doesn't end up in the backfield, but this is going to be a sack if he doesn't trip and fall down right here. Something that we really, really have to focus on as a defensive line. I think we have some opportunities. Again, going to point out the right guard here. So giving up some penetration, and I think that there's an opportunity for us to exploit the left tackle and the right guard. So I hope that that's something that we look at as we go through the game here. Again, a run play, handing the ball off, but a lot of penetration up front, turning the wrong way, and we've got to be sound tacklers on defense. This guy kind of squirts through here and gets a positive pickup, when I think that he should have been tackled in the backfield or at least right at the line of scrimmage. Again, you can see the penetration that we're getting from the offensive line, or allowed from the offensive line. So something that we really want to focus on. Again, we're seeing the ball thrown here as an offensive lineman. That is not a great position to be in. So right in his face. And the more that we can pressure this kid, I think the better off we're going to be. He's young. He's apt to make mistakes. I think he threw 2, maybe 3 picks in this game. And I think it spurred with the offensive line giving up some pass rush here. And also back on the left tackle, like I said, I think he's an opportunity. If that guy doesn't get there, if it doesn't break down up the middle, I think the left tackle is giving up a lot of pressure here. Luckily, the back stays in and gives him some chip help, but you can see it's not going to end well. I mean, it's not going to end well if that back's not there in protection. Okay, switching over to the defense. So there's a little bit of a similarity here from what we saw last with Arkansas State to what we will see with Ole Miss. So the Arkansas State defensive coordinator grew up and worked underneath the Ole Miss defensive coordinator, moved over to A-State, and so they run a similar offense. So, again, last year Arkansas put a lot on tape that we didn't really pick up blitz as well, didn't know who our assignments were when it came up front, and so we've seen walked-up linebackers. So this is a 3rd and 11. Again, something that I think we'll see. Now, if what you'll notice, none of them came. They all dropped back, and so they're trying to create some confusion up front with the offensive line. I think Talon is better. I think he's more cerebral than he was last year, so he can put us in good situations up front and get us out of picking the wrong person who we think's blitzing. This ends up being a screen. It's picked up well by Kentucky and for a positive yards. All right, I do want to take 1 sec and talk about one of their kind of go-to players, number 51, Xavier Harris. Big kid, 6'7", 300 some odd pounds, 11 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 pick through the first 2 games. So he's their guy. He's mostly lines up at defensive end. He's got him highlighted here. Really big kid, really kind of a non-factor on this play, but 6'7" and can move. So you can see him here. I mean, back on the backside of this play, he's unblocked and really has an opportunity to try to do something. The other thing I want to point out is we're going to see more blitz in this game than we have seen the first 2 games. Now, Alabama A&M did a really nice job. They ran blitz. They blitzed us in the pass rush game, but it's a little bit different caliber of athlete that we're going to see from Ole Miss. It's not something that we have done or seen quite a lot of in the first 2 games, but they're going to send people. It seems like they want to fire maybe this walk-up safety or this will side, this weak side linebacker to take away the run and add a gap filler, if you will, in the run game. You can see him here, again, blitzing. And the other thing that they'll want to do is they like to shoot gaps. So we can take advantage of those things if our backs have their eyes up and are looking for cutback lanes. You can see I think it's 53 maybe right here. He's really just going to shoot through this gap and try to disrupt something in the backfield. This looks like it should be a tackle for loss, but the back does a really nice job bouncing it, getting the corner. I think Kentucky ends up scoring it here on this touchdown. But those are things those can be TFLs really, really easy. So we have to play gap sound football when we're talking about the offensive line as well. We can't allow them to shoot gaps. Again, another blitz, but this time Kentucky picks it up really nicely. You can see this. They double team this blitzer up to the second level and break another nice run. So as we've talked about, the things that I want to see from the offense and defensive line. Defensive line, let's get early and often. Let's get to this quarterback. The offensive line for Ole Miss is going to give us opportunities. Offensive line for Arkansas, gap sound football. Let's really make sure that we're double teaming up to the right guys and putting ourselves in the right positions when these blitzes do come. Keep Talon clean and keep Mike Washington.
All right, once again, Grant Cook doing such a great job letting us know everything we need to do up the front. Rusty, I noticed this too, because when we do all this, I'm backstage and I'm helping do all the graphics and everything, and I wanted to hop in there and say, just say Patrick Kudus. We kept saying this person. We know it's Kudus. He was trying to be respectful. Everybody also commenting. Once again, Kenny saying, Grant, thanks for the game within the game. Mike says, Grant for O-line coach. Be some great things. Appreciate that. But we're going to keep this thing rolling. Once again, Grant wanted to talk about the guys up front. Now we're going to get a good look at what we need to be paying attention when it comes to Ole Miss's offense and what our defense needs to prep for. And we're going to pick out some potential weak links that they have that we need to expose on the defensive side of the ball. Here's Matt Harris.
All right, what's up, 4th and 5? Razorbacks got a big one this weekend. Let's dive into some Ole Miss film. We're going to break down their offense and take a quick look at their defense too. Let's get it. All right, here we go. Third quarter, 2nd and 5. They got 11 personnel here. RPO all day. This is a Lane Kiffin 101. Let's run this back and focus in on this linebacker right here. He's got man-to-man on the tight end. There's no excuses. Physicality is the name of the game in the SEC. Put your hands on him, whether it's a run or a pass, and good things happen. Now stop it there. Look at that tight end's footwork. If I see DJ Williams coming to block me with that kind of base, I'm putting him on his hands. You know, he's running a route is what that says. Put your hands on him and turn and run with him. That's your guy. You got 3 vertical. Be an athlete. Sorry, put your head back there and make a play on the ball. Look how far this defensive back's off. It's okay. You can't always press, okay? But when you're 10 yards off like this, there's different techniques, y'all, that you can run. You can take a read step, right? You can slow your back pedal down. You almost want to play it in a way like you're in the red zone, right? There's a no back pedal rule. And then here you go. This tips the cap to the offense. When you got 2 guys, that outside linebacker and safety who's down over the number 2 receiver, I'm blitzing. It's man-to-man. Throw it to number 1 right now is basically what you're telling them. So you leave your corner out to dry, but dang it, make the tackle. No excuses in football. No excuses. That's what I love about the game, man. It's pure. Again, corners off, not opposed to it. It's 2nd and 10, 2nd and 8, 2nd and long. Hey, you got to have multiple coverages. But look at that quarterback. He's looking right at you, corner. Look back at him. Look back at him. You're 10 yards off. Take a read step. Don't stare at the receiver. Look back at the quarterback for a second. I can be looking to my left and know that the screen is right there. Again, make the tackle. If this is the same drive, they almost had 30, 40 yards after the catch because you can't get the guy on the ground because you're too far off. Oh, killer. Quarterback runs. This is your time defense. This is your time to go hurt that man legally, right? Of course. But when you see that tight end come in motion, they do this to get the linebackers out of position, to get the defense's eyes looking left when they run right. And it's exactly what happens. You see these guys bump over, they get out of position. And then look at that linebacker. It's one-on-one. Number 3 is completely out of it. He's too far out of the game. He's trying to cross face because he sees that quarterback. Don't peek inside. Be disciplined in your run gap. Safety. Make the play. Make the play. It's a hard play to make. He's untouched, 10 yards up the field. Now you're highlighted on 4th and 5. Sorry. I've been there. It's whatever. Here we go again. Linebacker scoot back. If this is a play call, that's fine, but have your run gap discipline. But you're getting caught in the wash right now. You're helping nobody, and you're leaving your fellow linebackers out to dry. Look how many free rushers that these guys have. Free blockers these guys have upfield. This is a planned blocking scheme by Ole Miss. The outside linebacker, that's a hard play to make because the play side guy is already up in there. Go make a play. Go make a play. Receiver has to come back. Go make a play. But here's the thing. It's hard on that corner because these 2 safeties right now, here's a rule in safety world. If you see 2 high safeties, 1 and 2, it's either cover 2 or cover 4 for the most part. I get it. There's technicalities and defenses. But for the most part as a whole, if quarterbacks, they look at safeties to look if there's 2 high or 1 high for a reason. When you see 2 high safeties and corners that are off, traditionally that means you're in a cover 4 coverage, meaning you have quarters coverage. Everybody has a quarter of the field deep. So it's basically man-to-man unless they do some kind of post wheel route where they switch. Corner's looking at number 1. That safety right now is staring at number 2. That outside linebacker right there doesn't have him. That's not his responsibility. This puts the safety in a hard spot because that it's a spin post. They're doing a dig and a post behind it to see what that safety does. The safety bites when really he can let that guy go across the zone and sink under this deep ball. The safety probably would have caught this ball because it's so badly underthrown. If I'm Arkansas, I'm chomping at the bit this week because you can go make a play on this quarterback. He has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns because it throws like this. It's a big play, but it's a bad throw. I'm fired up. You're fired up. Okay, they got dudes now. They're going to play football this week. Watch this end, take this tackle, and put him 3 yards back on the line. Look at that. creates a really good situation for the defense behind him. But what happens? So number 6 right there that you see in the middle of the field, he looks out of position, but he's in great. He's got cutback. So he's basically forced on the backside. The middle linebacker, thank you, DJ. The middle linebacker that's got that arrow moving to his left, y'all, he's been running that drill since he was in Pee Wee. He touches a bag left and right, and he shuffle. He finds the running back, and he fills the needed gap. Because the outside backer here, 32 or 33, he's got the force on the left. 6 has the force on the right, and the middle man comes in and makes the play. This is his play to make. Sorry, this is your play to make. I mean, this is all day. Dix, your play to make. He's one-on-one with the running back, and you're a linebacker in the SEC. Go pull your trigger now. Look how many yards he got. That's a huge deal in the SEC in any game of football. All right, now we're switching the script here. So we're breaking down a little bit of Ole Miss's defenses here. So you see into the boundary here in the short side of the field, it's 2nd and 1. We call this a waist down. So in the defensive world, they're going to go take a shot. They're going to get aggressive because if they miss this pass play, it's 3rd and 1. Go get a QB sneak and they'll get a first down. So this is into the boundary, a corner blitz. They call it a cat blitz or whatever. That's what we call it. Cat blitz goes and tries to blitz from the boundary. You can get there quick, and safety now has 1-to-1. On the oh God, look at him looking at the quarterback. He does a good job. This is a hard play to make for those safeties. That's why Arkansas, alert, if you see a cat blitz, run this play, because this is a hard play for a safety to make, even the good ones. But he takes a look in the backfield. They do a double move, and the quarterback puts it on him. If he let him a little bit more, it'd been a touchdown. So that safety's got one-on-one all day. Whenever you see a corner blitz, 4th and 5 fans, safety's got coverage like this right here, one-on-one, and Arkansas can expose those dudes. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm excited. If I was a defensive back, I'd want to play in this game all day. That quarterback's untested. Ole Miss is going to have dudes. Go beat a top 20 team at their place and see how that turns your season around. Let's go, Hogs.
Oh, man, you got to love Matt. He be bringing the juice, and I also want to love on our comment section. Once again, y'all be a part of the show by hopping into the stream. You can see all of them popped up right now. Y'all doing a great job, giving us some great, good feedback. Everybody having a great, grand old time. But let's get to another part. So we got Josh here with us, and so we've heard what Grant had to say about the big guys up front. Okay, we heard what Matt had to say about when it comes to the receivers, the concepts, the schemes, offense and defense. But we got to talk about what is going on with this quarterback. So this is who we're expecting to see. Let me get you set up real quick and bring this up on the big screen.
While you're doing that,
they
made a lot of good points. I think at the end of this day, it comes down to a few different playmakers on Ole Miss's team. Wide receiver Harrison Wallace is a playmaker. You get that ball to him in space, he can make plays. He can make you pay. Got guys that can go to the NFL again this year. Xavier Harris is one of them, and Centurion Perkins is another. Centurion's coming off the edge, and Xavier Harris is a big body in the middle. So these guys are guys to look for. But because of the breaking news, because of the fact that Austin Simmons probably is not going to play today, as far as we know, unless this is one of those good old-fashioned Lane Kiffin tricks, we're going to be looking at Trinidad Chambliss. Think about this, 6 foot, 200 pounds. I've got to play here. I want you guys to just watch this through, because the first time we watch it, you don't catch it. The second time we watch it, take a look at this wide receiver crossing face. What do you want to do as a quarterback? You want to lead him with the football. Wide receivers do not want to have to slow down. Now, do we? Yes. Do we have to do it sometimes? Sure. Wide receiver makes a good catch. That's fair. But this is not what you want. You do this in the SEC. This guy isn't running for a touchdown. So these are the types of things that when we initially went back and I said, hey, hold on, who is Trinidad? Let's go look at some of the film before he played at Ole Miss. This is what I first saw. And I was like, well, okay, touchdown, looks good in theory. But then again, DJ, you actually showed some film after that where he actually was able to lead an Ole Miss wide receiver earlier this season. So let's go ahead and run this next play, because I want you guys to focus on quarterback here again. Most of these plays that we're about to run right now are just some early on passing plays, but I like where his vision's at, and he can do this, and he did it at Ferris State. Now, he's playing teams like Harding, but great eyes down the middle, puts the ball where only the receiver can catch it. Still could have probably put it up there a little bit higher for the receiver, but hey, I'll take it as a touchdown. This is another play where this is the type of stuff that you want to see out of your quarterback. Go ahead and run this, DJ. Here's the issue with him is that he is a mobile quarterback. DJ alluded to this earlier. He runs, what'd you say, 4.3, 4.4?
About 4.4.
About 4.4. So even if you're doing this at Ferris State, it's going to translate to Ole Miss. A 4.4 is a 4.4 anywhere in any league. The defensive backs are worried about him. Why? Look at their eyes. They're already looking upfield because they look to see the pocket collapsing. But guess what he does? He never takes his eyes off his downfield receivers and still can make a throw out of the pocket on the movement for a touchdown. So that's what you like to see from a quarterback. I mean, I'd love we watched Taylor Green doing some of this, so I love when that happens. Now, this right here is a play that he actually surprised me with, okay? This is a perfect ball. Go ahead and run this, DJ. Only where your receiver can get it. And a great job by that receiver high pointing the ball. Those are probably the plays that Lane Kiffin saw, and he said, whoa, this quarterback can play in the SEC. Now, I love the way he eludes pressure here. This is going to be something that Arkansas is going to be having to deal with. Still, again, keeping his eyes downfield. DJ pointed out this. He really liked this ball because he leads his wide receiver perfectly with it on the run, under pressure, in a hole. In the SEC, if that's Harrison Wallace III, that's a touchdown. He's taking it to the house.
Let me bring that back up.
Yeah.
Did y'all see this? Running opposite across his body. Look at this throw.
Yeah.
Oh,
on the money.
That's pretty.
If that is Harrison Wallace III, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Let's just keep running this because there's a few more plays that we're going to get to that are going to kind of show you that X factor capability that I'm sure Lane Kiffin really wanted when he was looking at this quarterback. It's right here. This guy can scramble. Look, this is Ferris State versus Roosevelt.
Whoever they are.
It doesn't matter because it's a 4.4 and he's clearly the best athlete on the field. That's what Lane Kiffin apparently saw. So Arkansas fans, just because you look at it and go, oh, well, there's this Division III quarterback that's stepping up and playing his first game in the SEC. I was talking about Harris earlier. He said, hey, he can be a hero or he can be a zero. What is he going to be today? Hopefully not a hero against the Arkansas Razorbacks. But I tell you what, we always talk about scrambling quarterbacks. When Arkansas plays them, I feel like they give us fits. So I'm interested to see what Travis Williams drums up to be able to stop this because I guarantee you they also looked at this film last second as well to go, okay, what are we really dealing with out of this guy? Let's see how much he's actually progressed with his arm under Lane Kiffin this past year in that program, in that system. But I can guarantee you this because with a running back like Lacey on Ole Miss right now, and a guy that runs a 4.4 quarterback, this could be, what did our buddy say earlier, the Wild Rebel? Is that what he said?
Wild Rebel.
We could be dealing with some Wild Rebel stuff today. So I don't want to just go into this game thinking we got this in the bag because defensive line is going to be trying to turn that ball over for Ole Miss's favor, and we're still going to be dealing with a guy who can run a 4.4 on offense.
All right, Josh, cooking it up with the scouting report. You see right there on the bottom of the screen, we're going to have your post-game coverage after the show. So this is how we're going to disperse, okay? Josh, sending him inside. Going to get eyes on product, all right? The things that the camera doesn't show. He's going to be paying attention to the sideline, the vibes, all that good stuff. I'll be holding it down here. If possible, pending how many people come, I will have a halftime report for everybody. Hop on real quick, go live. We're going to be watching the game here at the Velvet Ditch, having a good time, and then we'll send it back to broadcasting. Then after the game, we're going to have a nice little post-game comments on the show as well. So we want everybody to be a part of it. That's been fun. Josh, it's been fun. Everybody here at the Velvet Ditch, really appreciate the support. And Matt, Grant, I know y'all are probably still watching. Thank y'all for everything y'all doing for 4th and 5. Yeah. We're about to wrap things up here. Once again, kickoff just about 30 minutes away here in Oxford, Mississippi.
We got to get them to come to the Velvet.
Oh, come to the Velvet.
If you're in town, come to the Velvet.
Come to the Velvet. Hogs set for kickoff 6 p.m.